Perhaps you were the kind of person that have always felt off, felt like you were put here on this planet upside down. You don't match the energy of your family. You don't fit quite in with society. You're not maybe a great match for those at your job. You don't fit in at your schools. And all of this going against society and not fitting in has made you feel broken. If you've been told your whole life that something's off about you, or asked, why can't you just conform? Why can't you just be like everyone else, or be like this person or that person? If that's a question you've asked yourself, why can't I just make it? Why do these things have to bother me? Everybody else doesn't seem bothered. It's possible that maybe the reason is because you have a spiritual path and you are spiritually gifted and not broken. If that is a topic that you would like to dive deeper into with me today, then go ahead and light your candle, grab some incense, and let's tap in. Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time joining, then welcome. I'm always so grateful to have you to tune in, to hang out with me for a little bit and watch these videos or listen to them if you're listening in with us. And thank you for joining our community that is growing more and more every day. You are an important and special part of this community, friend. And I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, so today we're talking about people who might feel off, might feel different, who might feel broken. Are you feeling that? Has that something that's been coming across from you day after day or year after year in your life? Maybe you find your way for a little bit, but then inevitably something comes up and you just can't cut it. You just don't feel like you're like everyone else. You can't turn your head and ignore certain things that are happening that everybody else can ignore. You feel sensitive, like some things like feel like a punch in the gut to you, where everybody else doesn't even seem phased. You have a hard time with certain status quos or going along and doing certain things again and again. Everybody else has done it that way for years, but for some reason you just can't fall in line with that. It just doesn't gel with who you are. So the reason that that might actually be happening is that you may have been put here on this planet to help change the planet, the vibration. The status quo needs to be changed. We can't keep doing things forever the way that we've been doing them, because that's exactly how we get stuck in patterns of history, which we can see happening right now. Repeating things in history that didn't need to be repeated, that we don't want to constantly be a plague for our planet and our country, right? So a lot of times you may have been put on this planet because the world needed you. You're special, and we just needed that energy. We needed something to change. You have a bigger purpose in you. So here are 7 signs that you might be spiritually gifted rather than broken. Okay, so we're going to get into these, and I'm going to share with you how they might seem to you, or how they might seem on the surface, but really what they are saying. So the first one is you feel deeply and even painfully, especially around others. So if you're the kind of person that has a hard time in big crowds, or you walk into certain rooms and it feels, you can feel the energy, you feel everything inside of you. Or when you're around other people, their anguish or suffering, it bothers you. It's not something that you're able to easily be around, whether it's an illness or it's an emotional state. If you can feel all that to the point where being around others and trying to be out and about and experiencing all of this energy is painful or discomforting for you, that could be that you actually have extreme empathic abilities. And so that is a spiritual gift. You're actually able to sense energies of even the planets, of animals, of the plants and pets and animals that are around in your house. You're able to sense when they need something. You're able to sense their suffering and their pain. The positive side of being extremely empathic is that, on the other hand, you're also able to feel beautiful emotions even deeply, deeper than the average person. So you might be the kind of person that can get teary-eyed at a sunrise or at a beautiful gesture of human kindness, something that surprises you and really touches your heart. You're filled with gratitude easier than maybe other people can be filled with gratitude. And if you aren't the kind of person that is experiencing extreme highs, not just the extreme lows, that might mean because there's the wounds that you've experienced as an empath. They just need to be healed. Those cracks need to be kind of smoothed over and filled in so that you have the ability to bring that energy up into the other realm as well. You're not meant to only feel the disruption of unconditional love that's anywhere in the universe. You're also meant to feel the slight, subtle hints of it. Anytime when there is a shift towards love, that would be something your whole body feels, and you feel it with a lot of emotion. Okay, and so let's go on to number two. Number two is you've always sensed or known things without being told. So this is something that some of us, I know for me, we get in trouble for, like even as kids, right? Being in grown folks' business. How do you know that? Now, some of us are just listening all the time. But if you can take the things that you hear and you listen to, and for some reason it paints a story for you, you can see a beginning, a middle, and end. You can see how this can go on into the future and maybe cause issues, or you can see how this can create a shadow in a person, or maybe that it came from a shadow. So if you're watching two people interact, you might have the insight of knowing that this person is really arguing because they feel this, and this person is really arguing because they feel this other thing. And so when you put those two things together, you have this bigger picture, this bigger story that not everybody gets, not everybody has when they see the same things, when they experience the same things. So your spiritual gift, if this is you, is intuitive sight and spirit communication. So this is the thing that I've talked about here before when I share my own story with you guys, when I say that I've been known previously as a shadow shaman. And the reason why I got that nickname is because for some reason I am deeply able to sense and understand people's shadows. They don't have to tell them to me. It's not happening on purpose. Someone may be sharing a simple story with me, but that story is letting me know what shadows are actually hidden behind that. What are the things they're saying in between the words that they're saying, or behind the words they're saying? What is the path that led them to the moment that they're having now? Whether it's a moment of disparity, a blockage that they have, something that they're experiencing in their outside world. A lot of times I'm able to sense what is going on behind the scenes. And that might be you too. You might be able to do that, where you just kind of know things without being told. And so this might be something that really gets to people, it gets on their nerves, and they're just like, that's not what I said. Or where did you even come up with that? And deep down in your gut, you know that you hit the nail on the head. You hit on a wound, on a sore spot in that person, but they're not ready to admit to the fact that you're really saying things that make them feel uncomfortable, because it's so on point, because it feels like you're so psychic, it's scary. And so that might make you feel very isolated, and might make it hard for you to keep friends and have lasting friendships and people that want to be around you, because you're too busy. You're really bringing out the things in them that they're not ready to face in them yet. So if this is you, you might be intuitively gifted, or be connecting with spirits and the energy that is in the entire universe. My advice to you for that one would be what a psychic told me when I was young, and she told my mother that I had a gift. My mother asked her, what advice do you have for my daughter, since you can sense that she has a gift? And the woman said, you can't tell everybody everything that you see. So remember, we want to make sure that we're getting permission. It's the same as anyone. If anyone gave you unsolicited advice, even if it's not spiritual advice, that can sometimes rub you the wrong way, right? That's not what you're asking for. So when we sense something and we see something, we're not always meant to say something. And that might be a little bit hard to grasp because as gifted helpers, a lot of us, we feel like the need to say something. Like, why wouldn't I say something if I can sense this? But that can be rectified by just simply asking or giving a disclaimer. You don't have to listen to what I'm about to tell you, and please forgive me if I'm stepping out of turn, but I noticed ... right? Whatever the next thing is. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is your life has been marked by sudden losses, breakdowns, or what feels like awakening. So you constantly in your life, you just feel like you can't really catch a break. You have moments where you might be chilling for a little bit, but then all of a sudden you're thrown into something, stepping into bigger shoes, or having to deal with another loss or grief, or having separate mystery illnesses constantly happening in your body. Different things can be happening to you that feel like you're constantly being thrown for a loop. And that could be because you're actually experiencing downloads and initiations of a wounded healer, or in shamanism, what we call shamanic wound. So shamanic wound, shamanic illness, or shamanic crisis. So a lot of people that are meant to be light workers or on a light path, whatever you want to call that, a path of a healer, we receive more initiations. An example of that is a lot of healers that I know personally got COVID. When the COVID-19 pandemic happened, they got it before it was announced to even be in the country. They were the first ones to get it, not me included. That would be me included. And so my husband was really worried, didn't know what was wrong with me. We went to the hospital and they didn't know to call it COVID at that time because it wasn't announced that COVID was in the country as of yet. But I had all of the symptoms. I was very, very sick for a long time. But one of the reasons was because I needed to learn how to heal myself, because that's what taught me how to heal others. So once I was able to figure out what worked for me and got me fully over the cough and made sure that I got fully recovered, my husband and I kind of played around with some different supplements and tinctures and foods and, healing naturally. We were able to catch other people as soon as they were sick and give them certain remedies right away, which if you believe. So of course, this is not medical, professional medical advice. I am not a professional medical practitioner. But for us, we believed that it did help and it did lessen the symptoms or shorten the duration that they had it back in 2020. Okay, so moving on to number 4. Number 4 is animals, children, and strangers gravitate towards you. So you might feel like the kind of person that you just want to go out and just like have a normal day out, and you can't. You might be on a date, you might be out with family members, and they don't understand why you're lagging behind, you're stuck behind them talking to some stranger as they're just like walking through the mall or something. But it's because this person senses in you that you have the ability to give them advice. Or children, they feel very, very comfortable and safe with you. Animals, they gravitate towards you. It's this magnetic energy from the entire universe that's drawn to you, which doesn't always feel good. It can feel like you're always got the spotlight on you. People put you in a higher regard than others because they're constantly looking to you to be like a role model, or for you to always have the answers, and you're trying to figure out your life as well. So you may not understand why you're always this catalyst, or why the spotlight is always on you, or why all eyes seem to be on you. And the reason for that is because you have a healing presence. Your spiritual gift is that you are a healing presence for others. So just you being there and just you being in the room, immediately they can sense it. The shadows in them can sense it, what other people call they're demons, right? They can sense it. Their wounds can sense that there's something in you that could be healing to them. And you may not have stepped in that path yet. So you may not even know what it is that you're supposed to do for these people or what it is supposed to be granting. You may be a really great listener, but you may not know what to do yet with your hearing, what you're listening to. So you may not be at the point where you know how to like apply it, but it could be happening to you that you're very magnetic to the entire universe, and it's because you have this healing presence. Okay, and moving on to the next one, number 5. You question systems, authority, or norms instinctively. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video here, where I was saying that you might be the kind of person that just cannot go with the status quo. It just doesn't matter to you that everybody else is doing it. It just doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't feel right to you. Something feels off. The alignment feels off, and you just can't gel with the way that things have always been done. And maybe it might be one specific thing that you just feel very strongly needs to change, or it might be that several things. You might be the kind of person, my husband's the kind of person that when he drives around, he's like, this is a very unsafe place for driving. They need to put a stoplight here or a stop sign. This is not a very safe intersection. That's what I was trying to say. This is not a very safe intersection. They need to do something about this, right? So he's the kind of person that notices stuff like that all the time. And you could be like that when it comes to government, when it comes to the way that CEOs and corporations run their businesses and how they don't take good enough care of people. You could be like that when it comes to smaller things, with just even the way that your family does things, for traditions, years and years passing down the same generational cycles. And for you, you're like, why haven't we stopped this? Why do we continue to give into this? This is not what we're meant to do. It's not healthy. It's not helping the family for us to be doing this. So this could be because you are on your light workers path. You're gifted in the light workers path, or you are an expression of, or you have within you the truth seeker's fire. And so let's talk a little bit about that. So these individuals, they expose illusions or deceptions. They question authority, dogma, or inherited beliefs. They seek deeper meaning and spiritual truth, often through discomfort. So that even though they're meant to do this, it's uncomfortable for them. They're feeling that this is not the way it's supposed to be, and they're experiencing their own suffering, which is how they know that something must need to change about it. It must be, I can't be the only one that this causes suffering to. There have to be others out there like me that feel like this. In Jungian psychology and in many mystical traditions, this quality is often associated with the seeker archetype, the wounded healer, or even the alchemical fire that transforms the self through burning away falsehoods. And so when we talk about this in shamanism, when I go into shamanic journey and someone has false layers, these superficial layers that are not who they really are, and we need to get rid of them in order for you to be in alignment with your higher self, with your true inner source of your power and strength and who you really are. And we will put you into an ethereal fire or shamanic fire in shamanic journey, where it can burn away these superficial layers. And so this is why I'm coining the term, the truth seeker's fire. You have within you, and you're an embodiment of this truth seeker's fire. It burns inside of you, and you just can't seem to let it go. So this is a possible, a spiritual gift that you have. You're not broken because you can't fit into society. You have a divine gift that has been given to you, and you're meant to use that to foster change in the world that we need. We very much so need you. And number 6, you've felt different, like an outsider or black sheep. If you're the kind of person that is always just like, you just don't fit in no matter what. You find friends, you just always, something about you, you're the odd one out. Even when you're having a good time, something about you is different. You don't feel like you truly belong. Maybe you don't even belong here on the planet. So you could be the kind of person that looks up at the stars all the time and feels like, why was I put here? I want to go home. I feel like I'm meant to be out in space. Or you feel more comfortable exploring things like the moon and the stars and space than you do having actual friendships or relationships here on the planet. or you might just constantly feel a little too sensitive compared to everybody else, or a little bit more kooky, and like life is just a joke, and why are we taking everything so seriously? I just want to laugh about these things. And the reason why I'm giving so many different descriptions of this is because the spiritual gift that you might have in this case is you might be a star seed, an elemental, or a wise one, or from the angelic realm. And these are different categories and archetypes that were created by Doreen Virtue, who's now, she no longer works in her psychic abilities and spiritual community. She's now completely converted over to Christianity. So she doesn't practice this or offer this any longer. But at one point in time, she was a psychic who was channeling this information, and she channeled these different realms that souls were born out of. So your soul, the home of your soul could have come from one of these realms. And that's the star seed realm, where you would be more like from one of the star systems or galaxies. You could be an elemental, which makes you more kind of Tinkerbellish or pixie-ish, or like the fae or leprechaunish or mermaidish, these different elementals. You could be a wise one, which is somebody who's very, very connected to nature and deeper medicines, such as being connected to shamanism and witchcraft or wizardry. Or you could be someone who feels like they are an incarnate angel from the angelic realm. So you're more of a sensitive soul. You feel more light and airy, and you feel like maybe more of a pure soul. Maybe people, you shy away from like dirty jokes and cursing. Even sometimes it feels a little bit off for you. You could be a mixture of these things too. So it could be part of you that feels like you're angelic, and part of you that can curse like a sailor, which could make you part wise one or part angelic realm. But these are called the Earth Angels. If you're interested, you can go look that up, Doreen Virtue and the Earth Angels, and it might tell you a little bit about your soul and why you feel so different, and why you feel like you don't really match the vibration of other Earth inhabitants. All right, and our last but not least, you find meaning in nature, dreams, or symbols. So you are the kind of person that you see signs and everything. Everybody else may not see that, but you're like, don't you, wait a minute. Somebody might be telling you, I have plumbing issues in my house right now. My house is completely flooded. And your mind goes, wait a minute, didn't you tell me that you had flooding in your house, or another water issue, something that had to do with pipes or something before in your house? This is a true story, this example that I'm giving you, okay? And it was like last year or something, and you just feel the connection in that. Don't you think that's odd? And the other person's like, no, people have like plumbing issues and stuff happen all the time. No, I don't feel like that's weird at all. But you might feel like, no, there's a sign here. There's a symbol. There's a reason this is happening. It's happened to you twice. And then you go look it up, right? And you feel like there's some reason that this person is experiencing this. Or you yourself, you see the same animal 3, 4, 5 times, right? I kind of talked about that in my last video. We were talking about communicating with spirit guides, where you sense that there's something happening. There's a message that's happening. The universe is trying to talk to you. Your guides are trying to talk to you. Or you sense something, you sense the pain in nature. You sense that the Amazon is suffering when it's on fire. You have these deeper sense of deeper connection when it comes to signs, symbols, or nature, and you can discern dreams. When someone tells you a dream, you can hear exactly what that dream it means, even though the person's like, I don't think that it just meant that I ate giant Klondike in my dream, and you're like, no, I feel like it might mean this overconsumption of like you're just taking in too much in life. It made you sick afterwards. It's like telling you to slow down, and you understand completely what that means. So that's something I'm able to do. I hear dreams and I discern them. So if you are a fellow dream listener, dream discerner, dream interpreter, hi friend. So that is another gift that you might have, is that you have this shamanic consciousness. This is what we're calling this spiritual, is that you are connected like a shaman would be connected, like a medicine woman, like so many different conscious practitioners since antiquity, right? Where they were connected to things and they knew something's coming. This means something. It has a deeper message for us. It's not something for us to just take at face value. There's things happening in the energy and the unseen reality of the things that are happening around us. So that is the gift that you might be experiencing, but it comes out in a way that just makes you seem like a weirdo or that you're off or that you're broken. So let me know 1 through 7, which one of these resonated with you most in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me which one of these are feeling more like you, and you can be a mixture of several of them. I would love to hear from you all. Don't leave me hanging. Hang out with me and talk with me here in the comment section. And if you want to hang out with me more and join in with a community of other like-minded individuals that are also feeling just as different, are coming from a place where they used to feel broken, because a lot of my students and our group members, our community members felt like that, and they're now stepping into who they really are, and they're starting to really wake up, and they're starting to see that they're not the only ones experiencing what they're experiencing. So you're getting that warmth, that comfort, that support from a community. I have several communities that you could join, but we're going to talk about 2 that are really, really being fostered right now. And that is my new group on Telegram. We're called Awakening Light Path Collective. And so we're on Telegram there. We're away from the other social media sites, and you can come and join us there. It does ask you for your phone number, but I have a little secret for you. You can just create a Google number, a Google phone number, and you can put that in there instead of having to give your actual phone number. So shh, don't tell anybody I told you that. And so we're growing there. Our members are growing, and we're there. I give you card readings sometimes. Other people are sharing there about different topics. If I'm going to have any sort of events or free events or retreats or virtual things coming up, you'll be the first to know there. And you'll also know about any discounts or classes I have coming up to teach you if you want certifications and things like that. The other group that I have, if you're more on Facebook and you would rather not learn a new app, a Telegram. Telegram's amazing, by the way, but just in case you're not ready to learn a new app and you'd rather stay on Facebook, we have Soul Purpose Circle on Facebook. And so we are a community there supporting each other who are awakening to our soul purpose and activating our soul confidence. So we would love to have you at either or both. Please consider joining us. And if you wouldn't mind, if it's not too much, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel here so that you can learn more about the things that I like to teach here. Let me know in comments if there's something that you would like to learn about or foster a conversation about that we can talk a little bit deeper about on this channel. Click the little ringy bell thingy if you would like to make sure that you're notified every time I upload a new video like this one. Like this video if you learned something today or you got something out of it, and please be sure to share it. Continue sharing these videos with others who you think it might benefit so that we can keep growing our community. That is going to be it from me at this time. I really look forward to hanging out with you guys some more soon. Have a wonderful weekend or week, whichever time of the that you're watching this, at the time that you're watching this. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and go now. Mwah, 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 mwah. Wisdom out.